All right, guys. Started tearing the back end of Mr. Roper back apart to start working on some things that I've noticed since putting it together and driving it about and working it. So let's get to it. So one of the things I noticed right away is this is something I was afraid of. Is this fuel tank is weeping right at the seam all the way around. I feared that the seam would be messed up because this is off the donor tractor because Mr. Roper's gas tank's actually on Marshall. But anyway, there was water in this tank when I got it. So I figured, water freezes, cracks plastic. I've tried to seal these before, no luck. I'm just not even going to try to spend money and things to try to seal that when I can get a new one for $70. So that's what I'm working on now, is getting that out, and I'm going to drain it. The other thing is the transaxle. I know I didn't mess up the seal on the two case halves, but evidently that gasket was pretty daggum hard, so it did not seal too well because it's leaving little drops like that about every 3 to 5 days. So anyway, getting this out, and next will be the transaxle, but this will be over in the course of the next few days. This isn't going to be rushed because that ain't going to be here until next week. And I don't know if I've got the goods to seal those two halves together. But we'll see. That's the plan. All right, guys. As you can see, the fenders and the gas and the fuel tank's off. Got the tires off. Right on the getting ready to drain the oil out of it. I was thinking about saving the oil and putting it back in since I just put it in. But I was thinking I've never changed the oil in this, and it wasn't bad coming out, but I'll just use that as like a break-in or a flush oil, and I'll put some new in. But get this drained. Once it's drained, I'll drop the transaxle, and we'll put it up here on the little table. Clean off this seam right here, and I'll go ahead and remove the old crusty gasket that's on there that didn't get damaged, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove it, and I'll probably RTV it, let it set up, and then put it back together this evening and after dinner, and we'll reinstall it into here. Now let's drain that oil. And it still looks like honey, but like I said, we'll just roll with it. A little slow right now, but I can speed that up. Give me just a second. She's a flowing now. There's a little bit of, looks really good, but there is some contaminants in there, so it'll be good to go ahead and change that out. What I did is I loosened up the gear shifter, and that allowed the air in. There you go. Those holes are all the way through, so it's like opening up a valve. Now I'm seeing some contamination. Had a little water in it. Still, I guess, from prior. It's still really not too bad. There you go. There you can see a little bit of water. But all in all, not too bad. Alright guys, I put the plug back in, it's done draining. I've got the high-low pin out, and I've got the brake pin way up there out. So this is free now. Now I just need to take the 2 top bolts out, and the 2 bolts on this side and 2 bolts on that side. And it comes out easy, but it's hard to put back in for some strange reason. So I'll get around to doing that. You can see where it was weeping diesel down the side. I'll clean that up too while I'm at it. I'm not going to film me taking this out or putting it back in because that's just too much struggle. It takes too much time. Next time you see it, it'll be out on the bench. Alright guys, everything still looks pretty good inside. I checked the needle bearings, they all look good still. We've got some RTV setting up. I'll come back here in about an hour and I'll set the top down and we'll zip it up. Scratch that. Instructions said to finger tighten all the bolts, so that's what I did. And in case you're curious, that's the serial number on this transaxle. We'll wait an hour, maybe a little more, and we'll tighten all them bolts and we'll put it back in. Alright guys, I guess I should have went ahead and videoed me putting this thing in, but that would have probably changed things. But anyway, this was probably the easiest I've ever installed one of these in a Craftsman or a Sears. Even with the additional spacers to make the narrower work on the wider Craftsman frame. Anyway, it's back in, it's a roller. I just need to get some oil, and that's why the shifter's still out, because that's the quickest, easiest way to put oil back in them. I already got the belt back on. I've got the brake rod back on. The little clevis is easily accessible through the mower deck adjustment portal window, which I still haven't shut. This one has a metal plate that screws in, which I find very convenient. But anyway, oil, and then this will be done. And then I'm just waiting on the fuel tank, which is looking like probably next week early. Maybe it'll come in quicker. Anyway, catch you then. All right, I got the filled with oil, the shifter's back in. Now we're just waiting for the fuel tank. And I got notification that it'll be here next Monday. So we're on pause for about 5 days. Just in time for some tornadoes. All right, guys, it's all back together. New gas tank's in. The transaxle has been in there and filled up for about a week now. And so far, there are no new drops. Transaxle is running a little tight, but